Hi all, this is just a quick video to show how I modified a Karcher window vac blade into a smaller version than you can buy. This is the smallest one. I bought this on eBay for I think between £5 and £10. The screws are actually T8. Not all of my bit sets go down that far. Luckily I'm a screwdriver bit hoarder and I have multiple sets. When you take off the screws, the kind of wiper section just comes free and it splits into two parts, but this one actually has a slightly more flexible part within. You can see it there. I didn't decode the plastic, but you can do that yourself. PP will be polypropylene. And you can see on this inner one that there's an overmolded section in this slightly more rubberized plastic. You can also probably make out the date code. You can see that's ABS. You can see those markings there. You can see that they've tried to make a seal for this teardrop shaped section so the water would kind of be sucked up in these channels. But otherwise this space is essentially wasted just for these two screws. And this lip provides a kind of seesaw action for the attachment method. So I thought I would try and save these two screws, so I cut from the side and the top so it would fit into this smaller window. I then cut a little bit more off, but it still wouldn't really reach there. I tried to save as much of the material as I can. I'm not sure why, so I just cut the rubber to match. But even trying to kind of go around this screw, it still didn't do it, so I just cut the whole thing off. This does leave a large open area on the side, but it's only this small area down here where the actual water is. You can make out this area is just kind of wasted and then the water is sucked between these two. This is the attachment mechanism. Now there it is inside. You can make out that the gap I created is only very small, so we have a much smaller gap to plug than you might have thought initially. I took a piece of plastic out of the bin, roughly the same width, and I just made one to fit essentially. You can see it there. This kind of wedge shape is what I put in. The idea was to melt this in and kind of plug the gap. I probably should have done that with glue. You can see it's melted here. This sort of worked, but I didn't have my soldering iron at the time, so I actually used a gas hob in the kitchen. Big mistake. I won't even show doing that. So unfortunately these delicate thin areas immediately melted, and then I had to cut part of that off to get it back in. Yeah, that's a nightmare. Don't do it like that. Use a soldering iron. So you can see that it actually does fit these smaller panes. With the other panes, you can kind of turn it sideways, but it doesn't work as well. Having this around will certainly make things easier. I don't really care about cleaning the windows that much. This is actually in my parents' house. It's more for removing condensation in the winter. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.